Hi guys, so today I'm here to talk to you about ghostwriters. Now, somebody had asked me recently about ghostwriting and they weren't aware that it's actually pretty common. And to be honest with you, up until maybe a couple months ago, I hadn't either. I knew what a ghostwriter was, but I quite honestly thought that it usually happened in cases where somebody is writing a nonfiction book, maybe an autobiography, for example, and they needed some guidance, they needed some help, they weren't familiar with the writing process, whatever, and I didn't really think anything of it. And then, get this, I recently spoke to somebody who said it's actually pretty common, and it's fiction authors as well, maybe bestsellers. I didn't say that though. I don't know. He specified like romance novelists, and I don't know how famous they were. I can't remember if he even mentioned. And not that I was surprised by that because I mean, let's face it, we live in a world where there's lots of people who do the work and someone else gets the credit. You might even have been in that situation where somebody did that to you, right? Um, yeah, and it happens no matter what industry you're in. You don't have to be an artist, you don't have to be a writer. It happens a lot. But I'll be honest, if I'm a reader or write as a writer, hearing about this kind of pissed me off because if I'm buying your book, I want your book. I want your thoughts on things. I want just your whole spin. I mean, no matter who you are, you're going to write a book. You could write the same book as me, as someone else, whatever. It's going to come out differently because of your perspective and your experiences and who you are and your style and your character. Everything's going to be a little bit different. It's not going to be the same. Even if 10 people sit down and write the same book, it's going to it's going to be different. So I don't know. It just really bothers me. I don't like any situation where somebody works really hard and somebody else gets the credit. It really pisses me off. Now, from a ghostwriter's point of view, I understand why they do it because quite frequently that's the way they make money and they make good money. My understanding is that's fine, but it kind of bothers me for them because I think, they're the talented ones, really. The other people have the name, they have the big name, people know who they have the brand, whatever. They're not doing the work. So it's, again, pretty common out there. Um, I don't know how many authors do this. I hope not a lot, but I have a feeling it's more than I'd like to know do it. Yeah, so that kind of pissed me off. And, as, like I say, as a writer or a reader, as a writer, I spend hours and hours and hours writing. I get up at 6 in the morning. I love doing it. Don't get me wrong. But, I mean, I spend a lot of time. I put a lot of effort. I put a lot of thought. The writing process is very important to me, and I love it. I love doing it. Can't imagine handing it off to somebody else and saying, "Here, you write my book." It wouldn't be my book. I think that's kind of my point here. It wouldn't be my book, and it wouldn't matter how many details I told them. It's you can't get the essence of a book and put it into words and have somebody else understand it the same way you're thinking it, the same way that those creative juices are working. I don't know. Just me. That's my opinion. Maybe I'm just bitter old indie author. I don't know. Anyway, that's my thoughts on that. And again, I mean, when you're talking about indie authors, and I guarantee most indie authors, probably all indie authors, write their own material because we can't afford to get somebody else to pay somebody else to do it, even if we wanted to. And we're doing it because we love it. Because no indie author, I shouldn't say no indie author, most indie authors aren't rich. So if they're doing it, it's because they're passionate about their work. And I know indie authors get criticized for various reasons. Not all indie books are great. Not all bestsellers are great either. I'm sorry. Depending on what you're looking for, I've been very disappointed by some highly praised books in the past. I've been disappointed by some indie books too, for different reasons. I get that. Anyway, that's my point of view when it comes to ghostwriters. I almost said indie authors, ghostwriters. What about you? What do you think? How do you feel about reading a book and thinking it's by your favorite author and maybe it's not? And how do you feel if you're a writer and you spend a lot of time and effort into writing that one sentence so it's perfect, to find out somebody else doesn't even do any work at all and they're getting all the credit? How do you feel about that? Just curious. If you want to learn more about me, about my books, anything else, go to Mima on Fire. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, whatever. I follow most people back on Twitter. We'll tell you that. And have a great day, guys. And if you have a topic you'd like me to talk about in the future, let me know. You can email me through my website, Mima on Fire, social media. Love hearing from you. Have a good day, guys. Bye-bye.